Hello, I am ready to start this lesson. So here's what we are doing today. We need to go over the directions for how to turn your final draft of your narrative memoir, which so good, so exciting, turn it into a Flipgrid, a short presentation that you're going to be sharing with us. So just as a reminder of what you did already do for this narrative memoir. You did the organizer, you did the rough draft, you did the peer editing if you were in person, you did the final draft and you submitted it. And now is the time that I need to remind you that not only is this English 1 pre-AP, but this is also personal communication. So part of personal communication is presenting, and this is going to be one of your personal communication grades. It does also show up in your English grade book, but you'll really see how we use those personal communication skills in this type of assignment. So let's go ahead and flip through and talk about what we're doing today. You have a bell ringer. This applies to both kids who are with me and kids who are virtual. Just about your fall break, what'd you do? You want to write a whole page, so you can review this slide and then write that bell ringer in your English journal for me, and I will check those out. Here is our agenda. The second thing that we're going to do after our bell ringer is talk about your Flipgrid presentation. You are going to be presenting a small portion of your narrative memoir to us, and we will get a view of what your memory was like and also how good of a writer you are, and it'll be pretty exciting. So today we're going to review the directions and the rubric for that Flipgrid. I'm going to have you join the assignment, and the due dates for your Flipgrid assignment are down here. Heads up, next class period is a work day. The first thing to do on that work day is to complete your Flipgrid if you did not do so today in class. And the second thing is to complete any missing work that you have from these first 9 weeks, because after this week, anything that happened in Unit 1, which was the first 9 weeks, is dead to me. I'm not going to take it again. So this Friday is the due date for all late work, which is why we're having a work day next time. And we just got lucky that it coincided with one extra day to work on your Flipgrid presentation if you needed an extra day. So, Flipgrid narrative memoir task: record or present select portions of your narrative memoir. Think of this as a snapshot to the memoir to let us know what it's about and to get us interested. And as soon as your Flipgrid is done, you would go back into Google Classroom and complete the rubric. I'll show you that rubric in just a minute. It was already assigned to you today, so you could open that up at any time and look at it. Parts to include in your Flipgrid of your narrative memoir. 1, you're going to introduce yourself. 2, you're going to set the scene. 3, you're going to read a portion of your memoir, a short excerpt. This can be dialogue or it can be part of the narration. And then 4, you're going to close it up by explaining that theme that everything revolved around, and then explain how it was important in your life. Your time minimum is 1 minute and 30 seconds. Your time maximum is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. These are just some pieces of advice that I have for you based off of our last presentation over Flipgrid. Take off your mask when you're recording. Sit up straight, please don't slouch. Record without backlighting. If we can't see you, it's not a great presentation. So find a place to record without backlighting. Speak loudly, project with confidence. And then here is my strongest recommendation for this Flipgrid. Write your notes, and I'll go backwards. These things, these 4 steps, write your notes on a Google Doc. Have that doc open on your screen when you present. So then you can look down and then you can look back up into the camera and you can keep talking. I don't want you having a phone in your hand, looking down at the phone and then continuing to present. So if you were to have a Google Doc up, then you'd be able to look down and reference that. Now what I'm doing right now is I'm recording my whole screen. On Flipgrid, you don't do that. It's just recording you. So you could be looking at a document and then quickly looking back up at the camera and you should be fine. So that's the biggest piece of recommendation I have your notes on a Google Doc so you can just look at them and you don't need to turn those notes into me. You should not, however, be staring at the screen the whole time. You need to look into the camera. Think of it this way. When you are giving a presentation in person, you want to look at someone's eyes. You want to give them some genuine contact, some sort of genuine eye contact, that nonverbal communication. And when you are recording, you want to do the same thing. Another way to think about it is whenever you're taking those selfies for your Snapchat or your Instagram or your whatnot, you always look at the camera. You don't just look at yourself, because you get a better picture when you're looking at the camera. You connect with the audience a little bit better. So you need to join your Flipgrid class. Be sure that you don't just join the first one. If you're in 0A, join that and then just continue through. So let's click on one and get an idea of what you need to do in there. You will follow these exact same directions. It's the same as the slide, yo. It's the same stuff. So follow these directions, record your response. We all know this takes a couple times, so be sure that you plan for that. Plan for attempting to do this for, 45 minutes, an hour, until you finally get the right response, and then you're going to hit submit. Now, if we go back to our assignment page, though, when you are done, go back to Google Classroom and complete the rubric. So I'm going to exit out of here and pull up the rubric for you. This was also assigned to you today, Narrative Memoir Flipgrid rubric. So now that you are done and you have submitted your Flipgrid, you're going to complete this rubric here. Up top, it just gives you directions that I'm about to review. You need to go back to Flipgrid and copy and paste the link for the response that you record, and you're going to put that right here. And then you're going to write the time, Then you're going to write the time, how long it was, and you're going to put your time here. So link there, length there. And then you're going to score yourself on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being great, 1 being not good, on how well your introduction was, how well your set the scene went, your excerpt, and your closure. And by how well you did, I mean, were you prepared? Were you confident? Were you clear? Were you able to keep your focus on that theme? How good do you feel about the final product? And you're going to rank that on a score of 1 to 5. And then below, you're going to calculate what your self grade would be. This might end up being the same grade that I give you, or it could be way off, but it's really important for me to know how well you think you did. So you're going to add up these numbers and you'll end up with a total. And then right here, you're going to write your total out of 25. Then pull out your phone, get out the calculator, calculate your percentage. It's just the number you got divided by 25. And then you're going to write that there. Per usual, you're going to highlight all of your answers. I am not able to scroll back up. That's okay. You're going to highlight all of your answers and then you're going to hit submit. If you have any questions, please let me know. This is not an assignment that takes you 5 minutes, but you do have your final draft done, which was its own unassisted grade. And now this is a second unassisted grade on the same topic. So it's 2 birds with 1 stone. You just need to figure out, what do you want to include in your intro, set the scene, excerpt, and closure, plan it out, and then record it. So hopefully this will be another grade booster, and it'll be a good way to check off that box for presenting for your oral comm grade. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, let me know. This will take you most of today's class period, and if you don't finish, remember that next class period is a work day, and this assignment is not going to be due until Wednesday for my A-Day students or Thursday for my B-Day students, and that's at midnight. All right. Bye, you guys. Thank you for watching, and if you need anything, reach out.